Model Making Guru is sponsored by emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. emodels.co.uk. Make something awesome. Hey everyone, it's Fox from Model Making Guru here. Hello, it's mystery package time. Yes. I've had a delivery from emodels.co.uk. My good friends have sent me some stuff. Big box. Oh yeah, the size of that. Right, let's get this sucker open and see what I've been sent. Okay, so using an old knife. Let's get this thing open. Excitement. I know what's in it, as always. I know what's in it, but you guys don't. Remove any invoicings. Look at those. You don't need to see that with my address and stuff on. Oh, packing tape of doom. Hang on a minute. John's been working his magic and doing some wonderful packing, it looks like. Good job, John. And there you have it. They've sent me a box. Brilliant. Thanks for watching. No, I'm only joking. Right, let's see what's in the box. Oh, every time I do one of these, my room becomes a mess. Complete mess. Yes, I can see things. Right, let's see if I can get some of the things out without getting all of the things out. Let me maintain some mystery to this. Hang on, can I do that? Yes, I think so. Right, with a bit of surgery. Just so I can do this in bits. Maintain the mystery for the big reveal. Now, I've ordered a few things. And some of them relate to the transit van. For that, I have these. What else do I have? I have these. If I can find everything. So here for the transit van, hope this is all on camera, we have some tiny, let's get that in focus for you. Tiny oak leaves and birch leaves for the transit, because we're going to do the dioramas. So we've got some little Ammo by Meg decaying oak leaves and birch leaves. We have some Javis tarmac effect matte. It's just, think of it like a big roll of really coarse sandpaper, but it's basically just a tarmac effect that can be cut up. Apologies for the lighting, all the lights are over there and the camera's out of the place. And I also got one of their coastal display bases. What is a coastal display base? Well, I'll show you. Coastal display base is basically a pre-made diorama. I think it'll be big enough. I hope it will. It's basically a very, very nice pre-printed base for your diorama. It's like the kind of stuff, as Pete Mate tells me, it's like the kind of stuff that they make for sale signs out of. It's kind of like, if you've used foam core, it seems very similar to that. It's like layers of glossy card with a foam interior, although it's a bit heavier than that and denser than that, so it's much more sturdy. Beautifully cut and just nicely printed with some scrub and some tarmac and some tiles. Now this is actually an airstrip diorama for 1/44 scale planes, but this will work great for 1/24. I mean, if I put me in the diorama there, perfect. It's perfect. It's just a perfect scale. So you don't have to stick to the official scale. We're going to have some grass over there, and we're going to have the tarmac here, obviously, and some of the bits and bobs. So yeah, that's going to come in really handy. I'll have to find a picture frame to put around it. I think it's a standard size. Cool. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Now, enough about that. That's not what you care about. You're not here to watch me unbox things for the transit van. You're here to see what the big ticket item is. Let me move these out of the way. Now, obviously the transit van isn't finished yet, as you know, and there's still a bit of work to do on it. But what's going to happen after the transit van? Well, I shall reveal all, if I can break some tape. This is probably my most disorganised unboxing ever. I'm trying to do it so it's not... I probably just revealed it there, but never mind. Ladies and gentle spoons, I give to you the project that will be coming up for E-models after the transit van. Oh, I forgot some scrub as well. Sorry. We have... Wow, this just failed miserably, didn't it? Oh, P.T. Barnum, I'm not. Oh, come on, I'm on telly and you're making a fool out of me. Everybody knows what it is now. Yeah, it's the worst knife ever we have. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's the MPC Space 1999 Eagle Lander. Oh, let me just get this box out of the way. Pulling all the wires everywhere. Oh, look at that. Just to distract you, yeah, I got some scrub as well. Small bushes. Let me change the focus again for you so you can... I'll show you a trick. If you're filming white balance, use something slightly grey. There you go. That's my international world focus setting tool. Oh, isn't she a beauty? This is the 1/48 scale, 22-inch long Eagle Lander. Oh, I am super looking forward to this. Oh. Now this is the special edition version, if I think rightly. So it comes with, and you might not see on the corner here, it comes with a mini print autograph by Eagle designer Brian Johnson, legendary model maker Brian Johnson, an 18 by 24 inch poster featuring artwork from the 22-inch Eagle packaging. So all this stuff is beautiful painting. All new 8 by 11 half-inch decal sheet by Cartograph. Oh, if you don't know, Cartograph make the best decals you will ever use. If you get a model kit by any manufacturer and the decal sheet says Cartograph on the bottom, you've just got fantastic decals, featuring surface markings, weathering panels and more. So this is exactly the same as the standard kit, but it comes with all those extra bits plus the more intensive, more expansive decals as well, so you get a lot more bang for your buck. Oh. Should we get this open? Shall I give you a quick look? Should we do a little bit of an unboxing while we're doing this? Because I could just stand here and just do this for a while. Now it is going to be a while before I get to this. Shall I just... Yeah, I'll stop teasing you. I'll do an unboxing. Okay. Try and cut this without scratching the artwork. It's gorgeous artwork. Oh. Let me go and get this wrapping off because you don't want to watch that. And then I'll show you what's in the box. Back in a moment. Okay, so the first thing you have is this, which was actually wrapped around the bottom of the box. So you can see the whole box here. This is just so they can mark it separately as the special edition. And it's got some lovely little photographs of Brian Johnson there playing with the original. That's the big 44-inch one, I think. I don't know, that could be a 22-inch because they had various size models when they filmed the series, everything from little tiny things for quick shots and explodey shots to 22 and 44-inch models that were, but I think the big 44-inch one was the one they used to have like Freon tanks in to make the thruster exhaust kind of effects. Nice little photo here. Don't know if that's a studio model or this one set up in a diorama, could be. We have lots of production photos. There's Brian again, futzing with it. You see there he's got the little tiny one, and the bit, I think that's the 44-inch. I could be wrong. That could be how big this thing is. I'm not actually taking it out of the box yet. And then some close-up shots. Oh, look at the size of that. Oh, I don't think that. I think that's my 44. I think that's the 44-inch. But yeah. Oh. And then we have some handy little decal guide here, which shows you where to put all the decals. And like it said in the thing, you get the little weathering decals, which means the little grey panels. You don't have to paint these. You can do this with the decals, which I will be doing. So that's just a little thing that comes on the box. But then we have the box itself. I am so looking forward to this, more than you can possibly imagine. I'm not going to go into too much detail there, because obviously the camera's far away and everything's in bags, so it'll be crinkly. We have this beautiful artwork on the front. I said it was an Eagle Lander. No, it's an Eagle Transporter. I got the wrong word out. It's the Eagle Transporter. Eagle Lander is the thing that landed on the moon for reals in 1969. I know my histories. We have, going around the box, we have lots of nice little bits of... Is it on camera? Nope. Nice little bits of specs about the fictional vehicle. Now, I have to tell you, before we go around, the reason I love this, I'm looking forward to this so much is, if you're an old person like me, nearly said something then, if you're an old person like me, you remember watching this when this was on TV in the 70s. And I'll be honest with you, Space 1999 was terrible. It was terrible. It was a really brilliant idea, but it was actually terrible to watch.
Meh.
It was just like, every episode was Enemy of the Week, which will be a visual effect because it's like an energy monster. Okay, so no budget then. But on the plus side, they had things like this, which were beautifully designed models that just looked really feasible, even with the technology at the time in the early 70s. You know, you had this sort of command module, which is heavily influenced by the vehicles that NASA were producing at the time, with the anti-glare black around the windows and the little tiny windows. You had all little thrusters and RCS thrusters everywhere, which makes sense because it's got big rockets at the back or big engines at the back, but it's also got thrusters underneath for landing and taking off. It's got these little RCS thrusters on the leg things, which are just for manoeuvring and controlling. It all makes perfect sense. It looks like something that would work. And I remember watching an interview a few years ago with someone from, I think, JPL. And I can't remember what the context was. They were talking, and somebody mentioned the Eagle transporter, and the guy from JPL basically said, you know, we could make one of those today, and it would, you know, apart from it doesn't have anti-gravity, you know, stuff in it, and we don't have nuclear fusion engines, it would actually work as advertised. You know, the little thrusters on the sides would mean you could manoeuvre it as planned. You've got little things there, and it would actually most likely, we could make this today and it would work if we had the money and the inclination. So it just goes to show sometimes fictional vehicles can be brilliant. You know, it's not super silly sci-fi, it's actually grounded in some reality, which is why I love it. Anyway, enough. So we have a bit of blurb about the transporter system itself. On the other side we have a bit of blurb from Brian Johnson himself, and then we have, I hope this is all on camera, I can't tell where the camera is, a shot from the production and a shot of inside the cockpit. Now interestingly, on the set, the actors sat in a cockpit which was all nice and big. In reality, the cockpit in this is just about longer than the person sitting in it, so there was never a connection between the cockpit set where people acted and then what's inside the command module, because it's just totally different. But that was the 70s, things were different then. And then on the back, on Tebac, we have shots of the actual model itself. Model built by, I can't remember who built this, it's someone well known and I can't remember, it's probably on here somewhere, but this is a model built up and it looks great. I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to this. Let's get this open anyway, enough waffle. Apologies if any of this is off camera, it's a really big box and it's nearly 22 inches long, but not actually 22 inches long. It smells like a bookstore, which is kind of interesting. So we have in the box a bit of card, brilliant. We have allegedly over 300 parts, or coming up to 300 parts. I'll go to those in a minute. We have an poster. See if I can get this open. I won't be able to show this on camera because it'll be too big, but we have an poster of the artwork that's on the box. Oh, it's been double folded. I'll have to squash this down with some books overnight so it flattens out. That's going on my wall, that is. Thank you very much, MPC. Then we have all the parts in the world. We have, see if we can get these out. Wow, that's an enormous decal sheet. Holy moly. Wow. Apologies for all the crinkles. We have, oh, let me just make sure this is on camera. We have our signed card, signed by, and it actually looks like, I could be wrong, but it looks like an actual signature rather than just something printed on the card. Now that would be cool. Looks like he's got a Sharpie and gone like that. That would be awesome. Cool. With some production shots. We have, this is the instructions. It's a tiny little booklet that folds out like a roadmap. That's going to give me problems because I'm rubbish at roadmaps. And for such a complex kit with so many parts, it's not actually such a complex build, it would seem. The instructions are really modular and kind of compressed in, so you've not got tons and tons of, not like, you know, the fine moulds or now Revell Millennium Falcon with 8 trillion pages. It's just compressed down into what you need to know. That looks really cool, nice and simple. So I mean, I've got a, hang on, oh dear, oh I did it. Oh no I didn't. Yeah, I'll just put that over there, shall I? We have, oh lord, we have, it looks like they're hidden under a yellow thing, so I can't show them, I'm not going to get them out. But we have all the original decals with the kits, so all those Alpha Moon base markings, all the black parts for the anti-glare if you don't want to paint it, black things here and there, lots of little tiny markings and things. But then we also have all of these as well. Holy moly, look at that. We've got all the little, what they call weathering panels for the command module and everything else. I mean, there's little grey squares, and I think these are slightly lighter grey and a blue colour. All the little bands that go over the ribbing over the sides and back. Millions of little bits and bobs. Some of these might be little like thruster things that go on the side. 2 big Alpha Moon base stickers. I'm not sure where they go actually. I guess these are for dioramas. So, oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, it's going to have a basis, isn't it, of some sort. So, yeah, cartograph decals. Oh, you can't beat cartograph. Oh. So, yeah, that's... If TK is watching this, yeah, you'll like this. It's got, like, all the decals in the world. Look at that. That's going to be a few days worth of decaling. Okay, so what I'll do... Is there anything else in here I need to get out? Nope. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll switch the camera angle and we'll go a bit closer and we'll have a look at just a couple of sprues because I don't want to get everything out. This is going to be sat in the box for a little while I finish off all the other builds. So let me go and get a few sprues out and we'll have a look. Back in a moment. Right, let's have a quick look at some of the sprues. I'll just go through them quickly. First of all, there's half the command module. Look at the size of that. Oh, this thing is going to take on my whole new improved workbench. And there's a bit on the back that goes there, so yeah, it's a big chicken, looking cool. Now I am thinking about lighting. I don't know, you know what I'm like with lighting. I'm allergic to anything electrical because I will just explode and kill myself. So I don't know. I might not light it. I've never done lighting before. I don't want to ruin it, and I will just destroy something. So I'm kind of allergic to lighting, so I might think about lighting at least the cockpit, but I might not. So no promises on that. But look at the size of that. This raised panel detail is absolutely gorgeous. There's little screw head things in there. Now, if I remember rightly, they were actually screws on the filming miniature, so they could take the back off and access the cockpit lights. So yeah, now it comes in 2 halves, so there will be a seam down the middle, but I don't think that'll be too much problem to sort out and fill. We should have some fun with that. Maybe get a bit of filler on the go rather than just the squishy glue method, but we'll see. But yeah, the size of that. So I'm guessing this is going to be at least the length of my workbench. It's huge. Now, one good sign you can see in these pieces. Now, you know, historically in the past, going back 20, 30 years, MPC kits were not great. However, nowadays, they produce really, really good kits. These are the round 2. I think these are round 2. And for the kits they produce nowadays, you don't have any problems at all. They're really, really nice kits. This one apparently has been in the works for about 5 years. They've been doing lots of research with the guys that actually built the filming model, and they've had access to, I think they've had access to the filming miniatures, although they're kind of hard to find. There's only a few of them left. I know some guy in England bought one and he restored it. There's only a small number of the original filming miniatures left. I know they've had access, but a good sign of the quality of this kit is these 2 pieces here. These are one of the pods that go in the framing at the back. And if you know your tanks, I think that's from a Tiger. I think it's from a Tiger, maybe a King Tiger. But that is easily identifiable as the back plate of a tank, a World War II German tank, because this is what the model makers used to use on the original filming miniatures. They used to take parts of kits and kit bash and stick things on there, and they've reproduced it probably exactly. Here you can see, I'm not sure what this is from, but this is effectively, I think, the back of a tank, because you can see all the vents, but here you can see just the hint of the bit where the cupola, I never know, the turret, let's say, goes over the top. And in the original filming miniature, they would have just got this piece of tank shell, tank hull, cut it and stuck it on, and that's where you get this little hint of the raised bit where the tank turret or cupola goes. And they've reproduced it wonderfully. Now in the real thing, in the 44-inch model, these would have been 1/35th scale parts. They just stuck on the box. This probably would have been a wood or fiberglass box with plastic kit parts stuck on. And you can see they've used vents from tanks, and there's a front panel of a tank there, like the driver's window, I think. So they've reproduced that brilliantly, and that gives me a lot of hope. Like I say, MPC kits nowadays, they don't churn out a lot of them, and they spend a lot of time, especially these kind of kits where people have been asking for a kit of the Eagle for years and years and years, and there's been a few out there, and they've all been unifiably pretty much gash, horrible, terrible kits. Don't even bother. But this is stunning. The fact they've reproduced these so well. It's like when you get fine molds kit of the Falcon, and they reproduce all the little kit parts on there, the Porsche engines and the back of Panzer IVs and things like that. Same kind of principle. So they've reproduced that really nicely. So that is a good sign of quality. What else do we have? Tubes. I just wanted to show you this one because although it's pipes and tubes, you see the figures. They're quite nice and chunky and big as well. It's 1/48 scale, so hey, it's going to be a 1/48 scale dude. Now, if I remember rightly, on the original filming miniature, they basically just nabbed some pilots from the Gemini 4 model. I don't know who made that. Maybe it was another MPC one, or somebody made a model of the Gemini 4, the real one, and they nabbed some pilots. And the cool thing with these is you get these little bits on the front here, little sort of boxes of equipment. I just knocked my microphone then, sorry if it went noisy. And you get decals for that to go on there. So that looks quite cool. There's no clear part for the visor, unfortunately. I don't really see how I'd be able to make a clear visor part, which is a shame. But there you go. I was debating. There isn't one commercially available, but there is. You can buy through third parties. The little moon buggy they had. You can buy a little 1/48 scale moon buggy. And I was thinking of getting one to go with this, but I'd need a couple more pilots, so I don't know. I'll think about that. It depends if I put it on a base, like a moon-based base of some sort. So you never know, I might do. But I might try and get the little, see if I can, you know, scrounge up some money in the next few months and get the little moon buggy and make that to go alongside it. Cool. More tubes. You can see here how the tubing on the main body of the ship is modular. So you get all the big chunks. You get lots of individual pieces, but a lot of it is just pre-formed. So you're not having to. It's not like building a wooden boat or something where you've got to juggle a billion different things. It's basically you get the sides and the top and bottom, and you put those little things are like the support struts. So I'm hoping this will be quite straightforward. Now I know for a lot of these tubes, there's like a tab and key thing where you have like a little notch cut in the end of the tube here. I'll move this one out of the way. And the other one has a notch on the other side, and they lock together like that. What I might do to reinforce those a bit, because it's going to be quite a big and heavy model, what I might do as I go along is actually get some plastic card and just wrap it round and glue that, so it hides the little join, but it also gives it some stability, and it just looks like a structural part. So you'll have the tube and then the thing around it, like a little gasket maybe. Like you'll see it when I do it. It'll look cool, don't worry. And you can see here the entire cockpit, which is beautifully sculpted. Really nice details. The iconic sort of Space 1999 wonky style door. Remember, this is the 1970s. So imagine this is going to be coloured in various shades of taupe, because, hey, taupe was big in the 70s. Thankfully, no avocado bath set colour, I don't think. Because in the 1970s, everything was taupe or avocado. Just go and look at a house that's still got a 1970s bathroom unit in it with the bath and sink. It's avocado. Terrible colour. But taupe, not so bad. So there's some warm brown tones in here and lots of little lights and controls and things. Don't know if you get decals for those. We'll have a look. The pilots just literally slot into the back there. They don't have any seats, but when you see through the cockpit, if I grab it, you literally see the pilot's head sticking up like that. And that's all you see. And maybe a little bit down below, so it doesn't matter. And that's all the cockpit you get. In the real, like I was saying before, in the real studio thing, they'd have a console here, and then the cockpit would extend further out. They'd have like a big sort of dashboard thing. That wasn't in the filming miniature because it just didn't exist. So there was always a break between what the actor sat in and what was actually in the model, what would fit. And model makers have never been able to quite figure out how to get a full cockpit into one of these things because it's not the right shape or size. We have the clear parts. So we have all the little square windows for the module in the middle. We have windows for the cockpit, which I'm not taking out the plastic because obviously it'll just get scratched. So we've got those. I'm not decided how I'm going to paint the module in the middle yet, whether I'll paint it as the emergency rescue, which is the white with the red stripes, or maybe the VIP, which is orange, or just white. There were different colours for different modules depending on what they were used for, so I'll have to do some research and see what the best colour scheme is. As one of my followers said, and we had a conversation, it was like, yeah, Hello Kitty, I'll paint it pink and put Hello Kitty stickers on it. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. And last of all, I just want to show you the this sprue. That's the feet. That's how big the feet are. Look at the size of the feet. I want to show you the thruster bells because fantastically, and let me just change the white balance because it's quite dark now. I've gone back to a normal camera. Hang on. Again, my universal white balance tool. There we go. Unusually, for most model kit manufacturers and for MPC as well, thankfully, praise the Lord, they've actually produced the thruster bells as single units, not two halves that you stick together. So there's no seam line to fill in. There'll be a bit of careful sanding where the nubs are. I can live with that. But praise be, they've given you single, complete thruster bells. Thank you, MPC. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough. How many times you get a model kit that had great care taken with it, and then they produce something like a thruster bell or something that's so obviously got loads of texture on that you have a seam line down the middle you never get rid of. Because when these are done, this is kind of one of the focal points. This and the command module are kind of the focal points where your eye drifts towards, because these are going to be shiny and metallic. Yeah, big seam line down the middle kind of kills it. So thank you for that, MPC. So they're going to be fun. I've not decided how I'm going to paint these yet. I was debating whether to use some of the Mr. Metal buffable colours, but the iron is a bit dark and the silver doesn't really seem to come out that shiny, so I'll have a think about that. But this isn't a Gunpla, so I can put all kinds of things on this and not worry about plastic dissolving. So that's that. You do also get, I've not got them out, but you do also get a couple of springs, or you get, oh yes, there they are. You get some springs for the landing legs, so it can... Now I have heard tell these springs are a bit too stiff. Now I do have, and I did buy 8 trillion, a collection of 8 trillion random various springs about 6 months ago. I've got a plastic tub down on the floor with 8 billion springs in it of all random sizes. So I might have a look and see if I've got 4 of the same shape and size. Because these are apparently quite stiff and it sits a bit high on the legs. So either I'll do that, I'll see if I've got 4 similar ones that are a bit softer and squishier. Or I might just put a load of ballast into the pods that go on the side where the legs are, just to weigh it down a little bit. I've heard that's also quite a good technique, just to put something in there that weighs it down so it sits a bit lower on the legs. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. So excited. So yes, so the plan for this is I need to get the transit finished first. Obviously we'll get the transit done. I've got a couple of other builds that are on the go at the moment that I also need to get sorted out. I'm doing the bear guy. So I need to get that one done. The guy that's asked for this has been waiting for months and months and months, or the guy that's won this. So it's not going to be straight away. I need to get the transit done, get that bear guy done. So it's upcoming. Not really sure exactly how soon. Not like months and months and months. Don't worry, it's going to be fairly soon. But some of the bits I need to get out of the way first. So stay tuned for that. I wanted to give you this quick teaser now just to let you have a look and see what is coming up. And I really can't wait to get started. It's going to be big. It looks like it's going to be a fairly straightforward, not too complex build, which is what I'm hoping for. It's also not too complex a paint scheme. It's mostly white with a few bits here and there. And it's also not particularly heavily weathered. When you see them, they're not really weathered. But I will see, what I'll be trying to do is do some panel. I'll do some pre-shading on it, obviously. Some panel lining maybe just around some of the raised details, just with a pin wash, just to try and bring them out a bit. I might paint some details in here and do a bit of dirt and dust maybe in some of the bits that go into the centre of the ship, where all the sort of mechanics are, all the greebles. And we will, that might be about it, and a bit of dusting. I'll see if I can find an appropriate pigment that's kind of a grey colour, because obviously moon dust is grey. Bearing in mind, these in the series, these did have atmospheric activity, but for the most part they're on the moon, where there's no weathering apart from dust. So I don't know whether they might do some slight weathering to suggest they've been in atmosphere a few times, because they did land on planets and stuff. I was reading about the propulsion system for this and how they use a fusion engine and they can travel up to 15% the speed of light, so they've actually got a really long range, so they can go quite far. It's quite interesting. how they made all that up, and it kind of works. Apparently the maximum range is like 1 light day, I think, at full speed. Anyway, let's just not dwell on that. So yes, so stay tuned for this. I say it might be a little while because I've got other stuff to do as well, and I don't want to rush this. And once this starts, this is going to take up my whole desk. This is going to take up this whole workbench. It's not like I can work on this 1 week and then put it all back in the box and work on something else. So once I start this, I need to just be working on this. So dedicated build, this one. So as soon as I get started on that, as soon as I can, I will. Also, important to note, this is so important to me that I'm actually putting the Space Battleship Yamato to one side. I'm not going to start that yet. I was hoping to get that started soon. That's off to the side now because this is more important. This is more fun. This is more iconic and part of my childhood, whereas Space Battleship Yamato is just cool. This is cool and also relevant to people my age. Right, I'm shutting up now. So thank you so much for watching. Just a quick teaser. If you're interested in one of these, E-Models obviously do have them in stock. Go grab yourself one. It's going to be a fantastic build. But don't forget to stop by emodels.co.uk to check out what else they have. You know, they have this, obviously. They have tons of other stuff. Loads and loads, hundreds and hundreds of different kits. All the paints and products you need, the tools, the brushes, storage units like I've got over here that are just out of shot. Basically, anything you need, they've got. I always say if they haven't got it, you don't need it. And what I mean by that is if they haven't got the specific thing you want, they've probably got something else just as good. They carry a massive range. If there is something specific you're looking for and they haven't got it, that you really, really want that particular thing, and they haven't got it, drop them a line. I'm sure Pete Mate or Gav Mate will be happy to see if they can get it for you. Never a problem. They'll always do their best to help you out. So do go along, emodels.co.uk, and you know, spend some money with them. And go along to their Facebook page, facebook.com/emodels_ltd. Great little group. You can show off your builds, you can look at other people's work, you'll stay up to date with what's coming out soon, what they've got coming into stock, what is in stock and just made available. I'm talking rubbish because I can't get my words out. I've only had 2 cups of coffee so far this morning. It's not good. It's not, and only small cups. Like, look, normal size cup. This is for feeble people. That's not a litre. Yes, and they also will keep you up to date on special offers and things like that on the Facebook page, as well as the website. But the Facebook page is a good place to keep up to date on offers. And Ted and I do a live stream for them, usually every Monday around about 9 o'clock now. From now on, it's 9 o'clock. Now, just so you know, the post did go up the other day saying about the live stream next Monday. We said it was something like the 2nd of April. No, next Monday's the 27th of March. Yeah, somebody was feeling a bit weird when they typed that. So next Monday, 27th of March, and I'm thinking now I probably got that date wrong myself, but next Monday in about 3 days' time, live stream with Ted and I again, as always, free models. 9 o'clock, not 8 o'clock. It's normally 8 o'clock, but with Ted's working schedule now, and a lot of people have asked if we can go a bit later, just so they can have their tea and get home from work and, you know, get settled to watch it, get the kids to bed and stuff like that. So 9 p.m. On Mondays, that's our live stream, and I'll put the address here because I can't remember. I think it's emodels. Well, it's emodels.co.uk/live. I'll put the link in the thing here. And Pete Mate or Gav Mate, when you upload this video, can you put that link in your description below as well, please? I'm shutting up now because I've been talking for ages. So anyway, yes, look forward to this. I am so looking forward to this. Yes. Right, I'm going away now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Go do something awesome. Go make something awesome. If you're getting one of these, join me in the fun. And we'll speak soon. Adios, amoebas.